so we ain't really never had no old money. We got a whole lot of new money, though. Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, dot. Cooking up dope in the pot. We came from nothing to something, nigga. I don't trust nobody with the trick, nobody. All of the gang and they come and get gang. Call me a river to do with my shit. Bad and boozy, bad. Cooking up dope with a boozy. My niggas is sad and moving. We got thudders and 100 round too. My bitch is bad and boozy, bad. Cooking up dope with a boozy. My niggas is sad and moving. We got thudders and 100 round too.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Excited to have you guys with us right here on the Betting News Network. This is your afternoon BetSpresso, brought to you by our sponsors at BetOnline. You guys know the deal. Get involved with everything we're going to talk about on this show, right with that cute little QR code right above Mr. Shaggy Bet's head. Get $1,000 deposit bonus and so much more dropped into your account. We are so stoked to have you guys here. We already got so many goats in the chat. Stoked to have you guys with us to talk all about this beautiful Monday and everything we watched this last weekend. That is Shaggy Betts. That is Mr. Colby Marcio. That's my dog Vsauce. My name is Sweatpants Jesus. Everybody just go ahead and get the dubs out of the way for Mr. Shaggy Betts in honor of his Chiefs getting the job done yesterday. It was always the Chiefs, and we're going to talk about both games. Talk about how it kind of all went down. But boys first, how we living? You guys ready to rock and roll?
Monday.
Another week.
Monday. It's
And
the
it is a
football,
beautiful-
but Monday's the football, but it's
Football?
Monday.
We actually, this is our first Monday in about 3.5 months that we haven't had football to talk about. We've had
true.
Monday night, or did we have football last Monday? No.
Last week we had the Natty.
Yeah, Natty. Last
Oh,
Monday.
the Natty. Right. Yeah. So
Think
it's
it
the
was
first
Feels like
Monday.
it feels like 2 weeks ago.
No, still.
Yeah, it does. Time's been flying recently. Feels honestly, guys. I was thinking about this yesterday, watching both of those games. It feels like yesterday that we all met in Chicago, which was week 1 of the NFL season, and we just watched the third last games of this leading up to the Super Bowl. Can you guys believe that? I know,
Yeah.
fuck you did.
It's wild. Wild.
Crazy, man.
Watching the Titans
Crazy.
meltdown in the sports book. Insane.
It should have been foreshadowing of knowing that this team was just going to melt the entire season. Should have just known.
Should have known.
I'll never forget at halftime going in, feeling good about myself and taking a piss and just going, they're going to lose, right? That's just foreshadowing for my entire season.
Blacking out during the Eagles-Packers game and waking up, and then you giving me the news that Jordan Love sprained his MCL. That was great.
yeah.
Fun stuff.
That was
Fun
great.
stuff. What a season it was, man. I can't believe it's almost over. It's crazy. It's flown by so fast. But, when we talk about it every day, when you get to bet on it all the time, it goes by quickly. But time flies when you're having fun. And we had 2 amazing games yesterday, boys. It was crazy stuff. First of all, we'll go kind of with each individual one. We'll talk about both of them. Lots of talking points of each individual game. A little bit more probably in the second game. But if the Eagles put up a 50 spot on the Commanders, game was never really competitive after the second quarter. Takeaways? Did you guys ever think that the Commanders had a shot there? Or what did you guys think about that game?
Their biggest problem was when they went for that field goal. I think it killed them in the end. They start the game off with a field goal. That killed the whole momentum of the game. They lost by what? A field goal, right?
Yeah, it was wild that
3 points.
they went on that drive, converted 2 fourth downs, I believe.
3. It felt like every down was a fourth down.
And then still decided to kick the field goal in that situation. Interesting coaching, to say the least. I mean, you got to know you're going to have to put up points to beat the Eagles on the road, especially with your Washington Commanders defense. So that was an interesting decision right off the bat. But no, I mean, the Eagles straight up dominated from start to finish. They looked great all around both sides of the ball.
Not only was the fourth down decision, sorry, dude, real quick. Not only was the fourth down decision even worse by the fact that the next play from the Eagles after they scored when they got the ball was a Saquon home run. And it was like, oh, fuck. This is how this is going to go. But
I feel like that's what's going to happen. Yeah, it sucked, but it would also suck after converting that many fourth downs and everything like that to come away with no points whatsoever,
true.
right? It just Saquon. Saquon has been one of the hungriest guys we've seen enter the postseason in a long, long fucking time. He did it in the wild card round. He did it in the divisional round, and he's doing it again. The guy looks unstoppable. He barely played the fourth quarter. Honestly, Philly's offensive line, they were down their starting center. The guy that they were playing at starting center was walking around with a severe limp on the sidelines the entire game. The broadcast team did not fail to remind us. And they still got it done, whether it was tush pushes, whether it was gaping holes for Saquon. It really didn't matter. And honestly, I think this team's run game is almost unstoppable. The Chiefs had a hard time with the Bills this week. I'm interested to see how that's going to play out in 2 weeks.
I will say that every single time that the Commanders looked like that they were going to get back in the fight, they had a terrible time their turnover. Like that turnover, obviously on the kickoff was really awful. The one right before halftime where they looked like they had an opportunity where they were going to go and maybe get some points before and not let the Eagles double down or double up and like get the score before halftime because they got the ball to start the second half. Getting that fumble was bad. Who fumbled that? Was that Eckler?
Yeah.
I think it was Eckler.
Yeah.
Trying to get back up. Yeah, Eckler.
Yeah. Both of those
I
turnovers.
felt so bad for that fumble.
nails.
I was like, oh, he's just trying to extend the play.
Yeah.
Every
As somebody
time
who
they're
needed
watching
his
that.
receiving yards, I was in shambles too. It's just pain, brother. But I will say, before we kind of transition to talk about the second game, I thought the officiating was pretty bad in that game. There was a couple plays where Saquon got away with some really egregious holds, especially that really long deep pass to A.J. Brown that kind of sparked their second touchdown. The one where he kind of just barely got out of bounds before he got that personal foul penalty. I thought A.J. Brown should have gotten a personal foul penalty with the unnecessary roughness to counteract the one with Marshawn Lattimore. I don't know. The refereeing didn't feel very fair, in my opinion, both ways. It didn't end up mattering because they lost by 20-plus points, but I think it kind of dictated the early portions of that game.
Yeah, I agree. It was kind of weird. The holding calls, I think, were the most egregious because at some points he was literally pulling defensive linemen down. But I was going to say, too, in regards to the Commanders, like they looked really bad at times with the turnovers, but how good did Zach Ertz look against his former team? And I don't know if you guys saw the moment between him and Fletcher Cox after the game. That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
You know, like that's why we love sports. It's because of moments like that. Ertz played his heart out. They came up short, but that's what happens, right? Their defense looked elite as it has the entire season. They turned the ball over multiple times, and it just came like everything came calling for the Commanders all at once. Everything that went good for them all year kind of came crashing down in that third quarter.
Their Cinderella magic kind of ran out. And I mean, this roster was never really built to compete for a Super Bowl this season. Like they were playing with borrowed money at this particular point. They still gave it a good shot, but we talked about it a few times too. This team over the next couple seasons is going to be fucking dangerous. They have quite a bit of cap money. You don't have to pay Jaden Daniels a legitimate contract for another 3 seasons. They have a good owner now. They're going to be a force in the NFC, especially if they can put the right pieces together. Because they have the beauty of the rookie quarterback hitting. We saw it happen with the Legion of Boom with Russell Wilson. We've seen it happen with Patrick Mahomes in certain situations. What the Chiefs have done when that rookie quarterback hits, and you can bring in like high talented free agents and fill those roster holes. And you don't have to pay a quarterback $150 million. That's how you win Super Bowls in the current NFL. So we might see that from the Commanders. But anything else on this one, boys?
I'm interested to see how well this
Shout out
Eagles
Taylor
offense
for the
does.
sub bank.
Oh yeah, shout out to Dawes.
Go Dawes. Appreciate you,
Dawes.
Dawes.
Give it to him.
Hang on. Sorry.
It ain't the birds though.
You can enjoy it right now, and we appreciate the sub. Thanks, Big Dog.
I'm really interested to see how well this Eagles offense does against the Chiefs because one, we talked about it last week. The Commanders had the 3rd worst rush defense in the NFL. Even with these 4 turnovers that maybe they got a little luck in, I think they would have had over 600 yards if they had to play in their own territory most of the time. But they still racked up 459 actually to be exact, 230 yards on the ground, 7 yards per play. You really got lucky playing just a horseshit defense. In my opinion, putting up 50, you probably should have, no matter what, with or without those 4 turnovers, you had to have won by that amount. Also, did the Eagles put up too much tape for the Chiefs. That's another one.
For
A
Spag.
lot of questions. Yep.
They show him too much.
50 burger? A 50 burger? I don't think he needed to do that.
I know the obvious narrative is Philly's got the revenge trying to come back losing in the Super Bowl to the Chiefs, but the last time these two teams faced, Philly beat Kansas City in Arrowhead. So the Chiefs kind of have their own revenge factor narrative on their side. And
Well, and
Spags
also
is right.
Andy Reid is always going to have revenge on his mind against the Eagles because he was a former. I also saw a crazy stat that Andy Reid is the most winning coach for the Eagles and the most winning coach for the Chiefs, which is shout out the Walrus. What were you going to say, V?
Before we move on to the Chiefs,
Shout out the wall.
did you guys see the Marshawn Lattimore comments post game talking about we lost this game because of turnovers? Like you were brought in to be a vet in this locker room to help these guys play better. You haven't played good at all fucking season. You've been hurt most of the year, and then the first question you're asked, like, we lost because of turnovers. Like you're a defensive player. Shut the fuck up.
What is that? They probably scored 4 touchdowns off. They scored, what did they go, 4 for 4 on those turnovers? I would assume they were definitely at least field goal range.
AJ Brown cooked that dude. AJ Brown cooked him. Devontae Smith, whatever matchup it was, the dude was getting cooked out there all game long, and then he has the audacity to get up there like his defense didn't give up fucking 50 points.
Mm-hmm. Shaggy, does this fall under the category of cruising down easy street for the Eagles?
Oh, it certainly could be.
It gives a little cruising down easy street, and they're going down
the Commanders,
to AKA Toughville.
Yeah. Well, so just to cap that one off, I mean, it always kind of just felt like the Eagles are going to win this game pretty big, unless the Commanders just pull something out of their hat.
Is honestly hilarious. That was
at this point. Sure, yeah. Absolutely.
T's and P's to Commander bettors.
Absolutely. The second game lived up to the billing. Regardless of how you feel about how the game ended up breaking down, which we'll talk about a couple of the big points, like every single time these two teams play, it is always a show, and it delivered in every single possibility. The over was free. You saw great plays from Mahomes, incredible plays from Josh Allen, both defenses making plays left and right. I just thought that it was regardless of how you feel about the result, I thought it was a spectacular way to cap off the AFC. And even though it came down to pretty much the final play, which is what you want in that particular situation. I know, Shags, obviously you feel really good about yourself right now with your team, with the possibility to win 3 in a row for the first time. Job's not finished.
Job's not finished. We made history. First team to go back to 3 Super Bowls. Job's not done. We won the trophies.
So, chat, we were discussing this in our group chat earlier, and we're going to do it live with you guys now, of the play that everyone's been talking about today. And just to mention it, Josh Allen taking that scramble on 4th down, or not the scramble, excuse me, the tush push on 4th down in the middle of the 4th quarter, up a point. They were driving. They needed to get 1 yard, about a half a yard, really, to get a first down to continue the drive, to possibly go down and score a touchdown to make it an 8-point game or kick a field goal, take more time off the clock, etc. Ended up basically getting short. That was what was called. He looked like, to me, he looked very close to maybe getting it, very close to maybe not getting it. It was very hard to determine what he was going to do. I've seen a lot of different takes about this. It's hard to determine if you look at the actual footage on what happens here. What did you guys think? Did you think he got it? Did you think he didn't get it? Did it really fucking matter? V, I'll let you go first because we were actually talking about this a little earlier in our meeting, but I want to hear what you got to say about this.
From the angles and everything I saw afterwards, it looked like he got the first down. But in the end, does that matter? Does that one play make every other play better? No. The last play, the Hail Mary, Dalton Kincaid should have caught that ball, right? Yeah. Sean McDermott should understand that Steve Spags is going to send the fucking house at you when the season is on the line, 4th down. Like that's the most basic of knowledge. You're sending out a guy like Khalil Shakir on these little fucking motion plays in the backfield. That pissed me off. Now, does that change my opinion on was it a first down? Absolutely not. But the game didn't come down to that, and I don't know. The way that these games are starting to get called and stuff like that, it's a lazy take to say that it's suspect, but there's just a lot of flags on the field that have a tendency to get picked up in certain situations, and it just doesn't feel that way in all these games. But at the end of the day, the Chiefs still put up points. They still played their ass off. Patrick Mahomes ran for 2 fucking touchdowns, and they won the game. Josh Allen, it doesn't look like he's going to get this off his back anytime fucking soon. 0 for 4 in the playoffs. Despite the numbers, have you guys seen he's put up? He's got the, I think, best touchdown to turnover ratio in playoff history. He's got the most, I think, in the yards now in playoff history, some shit like that. And he just can't get past this one dude. It's crazy at this point, and I don't know what the Bills are going to do in the offseason. I don't think you can fire McDermott either after a conference championship game, but it feels like they're spinning their wheels at this point.
You've just run into a guy that's on one of the most generational runs in NFL history. 7 straight AFC championship games to start your career. Has gone to now back-to-back Super Bowls, has won 3 Super Bowl, 3, right, Shags? 4, 3? 1, 3, gone to 5, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
1, 3, gone to 5 in his first
This
7
will be the
seasons as a
fifth.
starter.
This is the fifth.
Okay.
Yeah.
1, 3, going to 5. That's just the type of run that you can't predict. It's it's the type of stuff, and to be frank, and I've seen a lot of people talking about it. It's not even glazing. It's just the facts. It is literally just exactly what we have watched in front of us.
It can be both.
It
can definitely be both.
It can be both for sure. But at this point, it's just like there was never a moment of me watching that particular game yesterday, and I'm not a Chiefs fan. I said to Shags earlier, I'm not a Chiefs fan, so I never had that like ass clenching of like, fuck, what if we lose this game? But I've watched it so many fucking times as a fan of the sport where it's just like, he just gets it done in the end. He's gonna win. They're gonna win. I'm gonna double down and take Chiefs at plus money if they give it to me, and we're gonna move on. I thought that Dalton Kincaid got the first down on third down, to circle back to what we were talking about originally. I thought that was more I thought he was closer to getting a first down versus Josh Allen. They were never going to overturn that call. You can't overturn that call in that situation. They didn't have definitive evidence to overturn it. If they called it a first down on the field, it would have stayed a first down on the field. If they didn't call it a first down on the field, which they didn't, it was going to stay a not called first down on the field. We could talk about this for a long time. They just need to switch the technology and not have 70-year-old fucking dudes walking around carrying chains to indicate the first downs in the NFL in this this multi-billion-dollar industry. And that's a separate conversation. But getting mad at one
collab with tennis. Come on.
Yeah, everybody wants to see
the game
that.
up so much. We wouldn't need to fuck around with this stuff. You would just hear it in the ref's in his earpiece. The ball should be on the 36-yard line. Put the ball there and move.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yes.
Okay.
This goes back to your conversation, SPJ, of we're still playing football outside. Really? That's still a thing?
Yeah.
So I saw somebody comment on I can't remember where it was, but he's like, can you imagine if the Stanley Cup was the fucking Winter Classic, right? Or if the fucking NBA Finals was like played on the airport.
I think hockey fans would want that. I think hockey fans would want that.
I think you want that, but it's not the best product.
Not the one in Florida. Not the one in Florida. I want it freezing cold in like Minnesota.
But it's like that's why the Super Bowl isn't played outside, right? You want the best product possible on the field. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, guys. What do you guys? I mean, we've talked about this play a bunch, but just overall from the game's perspective, what was it like watching this game?
I mean, they said it in chat. You have to play perfect football to beat the Chiefs. Plain and simple. You know what you're getting yourself into going into Arrowhead, facing Mahomes in the playoffs. No lead is safe. No time on the clock is safe. So at the end of the day, the Bills, could not get it done once again. I'm wondering if Bills fans start asking, is Josh Allen
I was gonna ask that, but I knew you would.
I don't want to phrase it as is Josh Allen the problem, because he's clearly not the problem. The team would be nothing without that guy.
Move on from.
Well, exactly. At what point is he can't get you over the hump to the Super Bowl, which is ultimately what you want? You can't be satisfied with conference championship after playoff appearance, after playoff win. Like, the goal is to win Super Bowls, and Josh Allen has not gotten in that team there. Plain and simple. Say the same thing about Lamar too.
Would just be like, look at one Lamar, and the numbers that Josh Allen's been putting up have been historic in the playoffs, right? Last year we had the drop by Diggs, then the missed field goal by Tyler Bass to tie the game, right? There's been countless times where he's put the team on his back and done everything he can to put his team in the best position possible.
100%.
And again, I think we can say that about Josh Allen, but at the end of it, how many QBs in the AFC are never even going to see a Super Bowl because of Patrick Mahomes, right? Oh, yeah. Josh Allen 100%. Isn't the only one, but you got to do something around him rather than let this guy go. This guy's generational.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and we
Gerald,
talked about it going.
It was implied that McDermott should be out. McDermott clearly can't get the job done. I don't care that he got to the conference championship. If I'm a Bills fan, I want McDermott's head on a platter. It's much easier to move on from McDermott than Josh Allen. for sure.
Play
You know what?
However,
On top of
neither are
that,
getting the job done.
on top of that,
Yeah.
could you argue Harbaugh needs to go? Because that team was just on paper pure sex.
If you think about it this way, going into the season, V had a lot of faith in this Bills team, a lot more than we all did when we talked about going
I
into
did
the
say
season,
MVP
right?
year.
You did, and I shout out to you. You called it. But if you look at this team on paper going into the season, they overperformed heavily, and it was mostly off the back of
Everybody
Josh
thought
Allen.
this was going to be a rebuilding year for the Bills. 100%.
And it should have
was one of
been,
them.
except for the fact that Josh Allen was just Superman in multiple portions of the season. And a lot of other guys stepped up. You know, you had Matt Collins making great plays. You had Khalil Shakir kind of turning into a legit slot wide receiver. But this team overperformed. The moment yesterday in the game where Sean McDermott decided to challenge the catch and by Xavier Worthy.
That was hilarious. I was like, what is this?
'cause I had people-
overturn?
I had people saying like, well, they don't want the ball at the 3-yard line, and I was like, yeah, okay, but they keep the fucking ball on the 25 because
They get
of the
a first
penalty. Like,
down.
why are we challenging? Yeah,
Yeah,
what
I
the
want to
fuck
know
are we
why the
doing?
hell they were allowed to challenge that play.
Yeah, Madden
Good
wouldn't
question.
have let me do
Kansas City
that.
run a play?
Yeah, they ran a play.
Let me do
that.
that.
Was
I think
insane.
the flag had gone down before
That's
they just
also
hadn't gotten to the
that's
chance to
poor
stop the play.
officiating. Like if the flag is down, why is when's the
The
last time
whole
any
play
of us
running.
ever seen that? Have we ever seen a play be run like that after the fucking flag has been thrown out there? It was the most
No.
asinine thing I've seen. It was honestly almost as stupid as throwing the flag in the first place.
Yeah, maybe that's why they let the play go. They looked at him and they're like, "Are you sure, bro? Like, what the fuck are we doing?" I was like, "Why?" Are we? But he makes.
Like the play calling, the Shakir motion. You're only good receiver. He's caught every ball you've thrown his way. He's moving the chains. And then what the fuck do? You take him out. One, he wasn't even in the game for when they needed that touchdown at the end there. He wasn't in the game because he was fucking running motion in the backfield for no reason. And the worst part is on the throw to Kincaid, he was running wide open with no defenders in front of him. And like, what are we doing? And this is coaching. This is McDermott. Right? You don't have the protection to put Josh Allen in place to get you the first down. What are we doing? Right? The twitch wasn't even set up properly, in my opinion. Like they kind of rushed it and it didn't look like they got it off as cleanly as you would fucking like. I don't know. Coaching.
Is that at that point, does that become a head coaching problem? Because Sean McDermott's not really an offensive guy, he's a defensive guy. Who's their offensive coordinator for the Bills? I forgot the guy's name.
Joe Brady? Is it Joe Brady?
No, it's not Joe Brady anymore, is it?
I don't know.
He went off the top.
I think
Anyway,
it's Joe Brady, right?
It is Joe Brady, yeah.
is it?
Yeah,
Who
it's
was
Joe
it
Brady.
before that he replaced? That's the guy's name I'm remembering. The
Show
one
me
that
the
threw
last
temper tantrum.
defensive-minded head coach, though, outside of Bill Belichick to win a Super Bowl. Right? It doesn't work. You want an offensive-minded head coach and a defensive. I saw this tweet today. And a defensive coordinator that's been a head coach. That's the prime pairing. Somebody tweeted that, and think about it. Andy Reid and Steve Spags, that exact same combination. Now they're going into their fifth Super Bowl together, right? Third straight.
If
Chris
Steve
Jones said
Spagnuolo is still the DC of the Kansas City Chiefs next year, the entire league just likes losing to Kansas City. There is no reason that guy shouldn't be a head coach.
I was shocked they kept him last year.
It's crazy that this dynasty has gone on so long and not one of the coaches has been poached at all. Sure, Eric Bieniemy, had his little stunt in Washington, but anyway,
Stud, absolute stud.
Worked out.
I mean, what Spags does on defense alone, the guy's clearly should be a head coaching candidate, and to allow him to stay on this Kansas City team with Andy Reid, who is an offensive-minded guy, let Spags just take over the defense and run his course. It makes no sense that he hasn't been even approached yet, in my eyes.
It'd be hilarious if Spags was on the Bears because he would have been gone 8 years ago, like Fangio, I don't know, Buddy Ryan.
I heard whispers of Jets potentially, because he's
poor SOB.
he's a Jersey guy, but
Fangio, another good example in Philly with Sirianni, former head coach. Now he's their defensive coordinator. He's got them playing so well.
Didn't Chris Jones say that after the game of the fact that Spags is still here is just why?
Yes.
What the fuck is the league doing?
Yes, that's exactly what Chris Jones said. Exactly.
But maybe
agree.
he doesn't want to go, dude. Maybe he's just happy being the DC and winning Super Bowls, and he doesn't want to go take over the fucking Jets and be terrible and have to then be like Robert Saleh and put his tail between his legs and go be the DC again for the 49ers.
He tried it. He tried it, and it didn't work out. Now he's winning Super Bowls. Would you rather win games or coach a bad team?
I'd rather keep my fucking house and my $1 million and keep winning Super Bowls and not have to deal with getting my head chopped off in a terrible city like in the big market like New Jersey and be awful.
He's a god down there in Kansas City.
I just want
Oh,
Big
in
Dom's job.
bags we trust, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This real quick, we'll kind of finish off talking about this, and then we will talk about some bets for you guys today.
I'm not
This
done.
is what you. Oh, okay, sorry. We can do this for the whole show, Shaggy, right? You said this. You said this before the game. When the bill.
I
you
said I
that,
was.
100%.
I didn't say
not
this
that,
exactly.
but
I
you
said
said you
I
were more
was
scared.
I was much more worried about the Ravens. That's for sure. Watching Baltimore Buffalo, I was cheering for the Bills because the Ravens were scary. The Ravens shot themselves in the foot, much like the Bills did in Arrowhead last night.
But like at this point in the year, the best team moves on, right? Like, yeah, maybe matchups don't call for it, but the best team, that's why, like the Commanders and Philly's easy road, Goff threw 3 interceptions against this exact same Commanders defense. The same Commanders team went on the road and won in Tampa Bay, won in Detroit. Like, I feel like the best team makes it where they're supposed to get there. The Ravens and I would say that the Bills and Josh Allen are going to be the Patrick Mahomes of this Ravens team coming in the future here. I think that this Ravens team is good, but regular season good.
Right, Shags, we'll take it over. Cap us off. Get your have your moment in the sunshine, and just bask in the glory that is your fantastic team.
Look, people, there's all kinds of reasons why the Chiefs won that game and the Bills didn't. And it's certainly not a one-man game, but there's a reason why the Chiefs win all these games in the playoffs. And he wears number 15 on the field. Patrick Mahomes has trailed the fourth quarter in 9 playoffs games. He has come back to win 6 of those games. He's forced OT in 2 others before losing. He has a 132.2 rating with 5 passing TDs and 1 rushing TD. Win down 1 to 8 points in the fourth quarter, leading scores on 13 of 14 drives. The man is near perfect during crunch time when it matters. He has arguably the best head coach of all time. He's got a fantastic support staff. And this guy is a 7-year starter in the NFL. He has been to the conference championship all 7 seasons. The 2 times he lost the conference championship were both in overtime. This guy is greatness in front of us. Stop minimizing it by playing into some media narrative about the refs. We all know football doesn't come down to one game. Mahomes is doing things that we have never seen before done on a football field. Appreciate it while it lasts. He's on pace to have 2 Hall of Fame careers if he plays 15 seasons. What he's done in 7 right now, I mean, bias aside, I think he's in the Hall of Fame already. If he continues on this pace, he's there no
100%.
No matter what. The greatest quarterback of all time, he will go down as when he's done playing.
Swansea, he lost to the Bucks defense. He didn't lose to Tom Brady. Just saying.
He's 20. What is he? 27, Shags? Is he
28? He's 28 years
He's our
old,
age.
playing in
He's
his
the
5th
same age
Super
as
Bowl.
us.
You guys know how long it took Brady to get Super Bowl rings 3 and 4?
There was a decade. In his 30s, right?
There was a decade in between those 2 rings.
That's pretty impressive, though, to do it in 2 different decades.
He has never. Oh yeah, that's impressive in itself. Absolutely, sure. But Mahomes has never not been to the conference championship.
No, that is.
He's never not been to the playoffs. He's never.
I'm just saying. Mahomes, he's never not been to the conference finals. He's been in the conference final every year he started in the NFL.
Every year he started. 7 years.
Like,
he surpassed Joe Montana yesterday for second all-time in playoff victories as a quarterback in the NFL. Obviously, Tom Brady's number 1 on that
28
list.
years old.
Before he's 20, before he's 30. So
we can agree Tom and Pat, and then the rest.
Yeah, 100%. I think
I don't want to hear any of this big 4 in the AFC crap. It's Mahomes and then the next 3 battling for second.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
What do you mean?
Big 4 in the AFC?
Oh, people
like
try and
Bills,
loop in Mahomes, Allen, Burrow.
They'll add Justin Herbert in there.
Yeah, they'll sneak him in too. No, it's Mahomes and everybody else playing in.
I think if there was ever any doubt, it's been stamped out now.
The conversation stopped after the second Super Bowl. Right. That was it.
For the smart people. But, there's lots of other people out there, V.
Last thing I'll say about this is look at the team Jalen Hurts plays for. right? 2 Super Bowls in 3 years, but look at the roster on that side, and then look at the roster on the side of the Chiefs, right? Let's not let that be lost. The Eagles have a fucking super team over there, and the Chiefs are being led by Pat Mahomes, a 35-year-old Travis Kelce, and a bunch of rookies that they have just drafted and developed super well, right? So I think there's something to be said about that too, especially this year. 15-2, 15-1 for Patty.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't even have any real weapons. Xavier Worthy's good, but he's a rookie.
Well, let's just dive into. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this because we got plenty of time over the next 2 weeks to talk about the Super Bowl. But these are the early odds for this game. They're obviously already out there for you guys to have a look at. The Chiefs are 1.5-point favorites in the Super Bowl. So good. When Sook's not here, it's like he just turns into another Gerald in the chat.
You imagine just catch a ref on camera like this?
Yeah.
These are the odds.
Why are they favored?
Yeah, I don't know. These are the odds for the Super Bowl in front of you guys
What's
right
going
now.
on in New Orleans?
What's going on in New Orleans?
Why would the Chiefs be favored?
What's going on in Utah?
I'll already go ahead and just tell you this, guys. I already bet the Chiefs. If you like them, go. I mean, if you like either side, I feel like you can get a good number either direction right now. I don't know how much it's going to move, to be honest with you boys, unless there's some crazy injury between now and the kickoff. But I think these lines are going to stay pretty firm between now and next Sunday. But I already got money on the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs. I got minus 120 last night. I already got a unit on it. I'm probably going to end up doing a lot more between now and the Super Bowl. But just from a betting perspective, you guys like anything from a side? Or the over looked kind of enticing too, 50 points. I feel like both of these teams can score 50 points in this game. Like the under?
If it gets over 50, it's the under.
I think I like the under too. If it ticks up a few more points.
I don't think you're going to see what you saw against Washington replicated.
No way. Not a chance.
Spag's going to have them just go all out after Hurts, and they're going to force you to run. And other than that, this is a much more talented defense than what they've faced in the last couple weeks. I see this being like a 24-27 game since it's the Chiefs. So what is that? Is that the over?
That's 51, yeah.
That's
Well, like I said, I needed over 50 to bet the under. So it goes with the territory. And I was giving you the 3 points per usual with the Chiefs.
But I got to disagree. I think it's going to be the over in this one. I know we all look at really good defenses, and the Eagles have been a really good defense, but we saw them surrender like a chunk of yards last week to the Commanders and give up some points. If it wasn't for those turnovers, they would have given up a lot more points, right? And this is a high-powered offense with weapons all over the field. We got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard's playing out of his mind, and Saquon is busting off 40-yard runs like it's commonplace. You know what I mean? This offense is high-powered. The Chiefs' defense is really fucking good. But like I said, both teams are playing with a chip on their shoulder. The Chiefs looking for a three-peat, looking to make history, and the Eagles looking not to go 0-2 against Patrick Mahomes in the fucking Super Bowl, right? There's a lot to play, and I think both teams are more than capable of making big plays. A.J. Brown, Xavier Worthy, Saquon Barkley, and even Kareem Hunt. He's looked fantastic the last 2 weeks as well. I'm honestly tapping the over at this one because I think this is only going to go up a little bit. But other than that, in terms of sides, I'm going to wait. I do lean with the Chiefs, but give me the over. I think we see points galore in this one. 2 elite QBs, 2 offenses with high-powered players on both sides of the ball. And honestly, we might see some turnovers too with the way these 2 defenses have played. Short fields means more points.
Somebody
also are
mentioned
dealing-
Oh, sorry.
No, it's just real quick before you say it. We're also dealing with this being indoors in a dome, so the weather will not play a factor. So it's just going to be the best on the best, with no weather determining what's going to, if it's going to be cold or snowy or rainy. It's it's going to be controlled environment. So that else, I think that will play a factor too. Go ahead, Globes.
Someone they mentioned it in the chat and it reminded me. If the Chiefs being, if you want the Chiefs at plus money, you bet Patrick Mahomes to win MVP. It's as simple as that. If you like them to win, you like Patrick Mahomes to win MVP. It usually goes to the quarterback unless it's Von Miller. So with the Eagles, you're already getting them plus money. I don't know who's going to win MVP there. Probably Saquon, or they give it to Hurts if he balls out again like last time. But I think that's the route you go there if you like them to win. I'm holding a plus 220 ticket for the Chiefs to win it. I don't know if I'm going to double down. If the Eagles get bought up to being the favorites, I will bet Chiefs at plus money. Other than that, I'm probably not going to. I'm not going to double down. I don't think
that happens. I'm gonna fucking nuke that. I don't think that's going to get to that point, but that would be crazy.
I can't wait for this narrative. This right here. I can't wait to hear this for the next 2 weeks, and it's just being absolutely shoved down our throats. I cannot wait for the tweets to be like, yo.
Shoved down our throats as much as the Kelsey T. Swift narrative for the next 2 weeks, right? It's all about what you enjoy. The T.
I don't
Swift
enjoy either of that.
Are they going to kiss at half field after the game? Do we see them kiss? Like, that prop's going to be talked about for the next 2 weeks, too.
Do you guys think, the serious question, do you guys think that if the Chiefs three-peat, do you think Kelsey's going to retire?
I'm a little worried.
Yeah, he's definitely walking off in the sunset with that one. He's old.
35.
For a position that gets banged up, he's old. Shaggy, I was laughing a ton yesterday on some of those. That first down he had where he spun around, I was cracking up. He's so slow.
He's so slow, but so fast, slow. Man. he's I don't know, he's tough to defend, man.
I mean, how fucking legendary, just all jokes aside, how legendary is it if you believe in everything, and I totally do at this point. If this happens, three-peat, do something in history that's never been done. Mm-hmm. Propose to your billionaire superstar girlfriend, and she says yes, and then you retire. Like, what else could you want as a sports person in your life, dude? Like, that is the fucking, speaking of trifecta,
do you know what's
like,
gonna
that's
happen?
the fucking trifecta.
Do you know what's going to happen? Both brothers are retired, and then they're just going to be shoved down our throats. I love the Kelseys. I like them a lot more when everyone wasn't on this, or they weren't being shoved down our throats. I can't stand them being in everything that I see. I can't stand them. No offense. Once they started that podcast, I was kind of out.
Yeah, fair enough. You can't hate him, though, for being likable at this point.
Things that get Kobe.
They've always been likable. Everyone just figured it out 2 years ago.
Colby, you
got thrown a fuck ton of money.
Up in arms at the wrong things sometimes.
Always.
Tell me they're not in everything. Jason has that TV show that's on air.
They're all over the place.
They're everywhere.
That's true with everybody. You could get. Oh, I'm not even going to mention the guy that you already hate that's in every fucking commercial.
The
too,
Rock.
That rhymes with Schmoop Nog. He's in every fucking commercial. Exactly. Let's move on. I don't want to hear you rant about how much you hate that guy.
The Rock's in everything. Kevin Hart's in everything. Kevin Hart hasn't been funny since I was in 6th grade.
There they have jobs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but they're multimillionaires. Get out of here.
If you had somebody offer you more money, would you say no?
I get that. I'm just saying there's other people you can hire.
Yeah,
Sure.
all right. NZ, that's just a bad take. That's just a salty take.
He did that to trigger you. That was rage bait.
Yeah.
NZ's been on the rage bait train for the past 48 hours. Alrighty. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a fun next 2 weeks. It's going to be a great game. I think we can all agree that it is going to be. I know that everybody's bitching that it's like, oh, it's the two worst teams, me. But I think it's
watching.
You're going to watch it.
Watching.
Facts. All right. That's it for some football chatter from the weekend. It was a great weekend of football. It's great to watch two overall pretty good games. And now we get to wait until the Super Bowl. Drop some Super Bowl content that you guys would like to see over the next couple of weeks. We obviously got time until the game, so drop what you guys like. Let's get into the hoops, boys. We got college basketball today. We got NBA today. We're going to discuss both of it. V and I's got some plays on the. I have no idea what V has on the NBA, which is going to be a nice little surprise. I have an inkling of what these two gents are going to talk about in the college realm. So let's jump off into the college world. Mr. Marcio, I'll let you kick us off with your stash.
Yeah, this one kicks off at 5:30, so you got 20 minutes and just news. Golden's out, so I'm screwed. Take Penn State.
Oh, that's fun.
I really don't even want to go on why I like him now. Like, that just ruins everything. He's questionable, so if he plays, I'll be feeling good. But anywho, Michigan is coming off yet another loss. They lost embarrassing fashion on Friday against Purdue, losing 91-64, shooting 37% from the floor and 20 from beyond the arc. They had 22 turnovers. 22. Is this a buy low spot for Michigan, Shaggy? Question mark. Question. Is this? It could be.
Yeah.
Last 3 games, they've won one of those.
I was gonna say they've been slipping, but they've got star power. So
Yeah.
that was
They
a close
haven't
one on the
had that
road. They
like
lost to
bounce back blowout win since losing to Minnesota, and now they just embarrassingly lost to Purdue on the road.
Bounce back at home. I like
Bounce
it.
back at home. But Michigan,
They've done it
53rd
before.
best team at home. Penn State is the 24th worst team according to Hazometrics. Number 1 in EFG offense, number 5 in 2-point offense. Let's talk about Penn State. On the road, 250 in 3-point offense, 285th in offensive rebounding, 279th in free throw rate offense, and 267th in 2-point defense, 313th in block percentage offense. They're getting their crap swatted. Hopefully Michigan can cover that number and play well without Golding, who probably won't play since it's ticking that way.
I like it. I mean, the Nittany Lions, they got to turn around and play Columbus or play Ohio State.
Yeah,
on
they have to play
Thursday. They host
Thursday.
them. Yeah, so that's a quick turnaround, especially you're in Ann Arbor. Got to go back home, turn around and play the Buckeyes.
I
play
hope
tonight, don't they?
Michigan somehow blows out Penn State so I can take them on Thursday. That is just like my perfect scenario.
Damn, that's funny.
All right, Pete.
Fun while it lasted.
Rest
Yeah.
in peace.
It
You
is
want to
what
talk
it
about the
is.
other one?
Go Big Blue.
Yeah. I like this one a lot more. So this feels great. Shaggy can chime in whenever he's got something to say, but we're taking Duke. Death taxes, take Duke, whatever the number is at home. They're an absolute powerhouse. A powerhouse. And they're in the middle of their North Carolina rivalry week. They just barely snuck past Wake Forest. They got NC State tonight. Let's talk about NC State because it's horrendous. They're the 30th worst team on the road. They've had 4 true road games. Everyone buckle up. Just click it real quick because this gets gross. It's going to get gross. You're going to throw up. 28th worst in adjusted defensive efficiency, 5th worst in EFG defense, 3rd worst in 3-point defense, 316th in 2-point defense, 292nd in 2-point offense, and 39th worst in block percentage offense. Do I need to mention anything about Duke? Do I? Because all I have to say is they're the complete opposite of what I just read. Don't need to talk about Duke. They're an absolute powerhouse. They should murder this number because they have to play a UNC team that is not impressive on Saturday, and that is 5 days away, and they don't have to go anywhere because they're in the middle of their in-state rivalry week.
Duke
like
by
it.
noon.
Duke at home.
Right,
They've been covering big numbers, like you said. They had kind of a scare against Notre Dame a couple weeks ago. They're not going to let that happen again.
Who
Nah,
they?
I about fell out of my
NC
chair when I
State.
saw that red on
NC State,
Bartorvik.
Yeah.
And if you're wondering, out of the 4-game small sample size on true road games, the neutral it's just as bad. Just a little less red, but just as bad.
Tailing Dawes, I'm so glad you asked because Colby and I actually might be talking futures tomorrow on Up Your
Hey.
Units.
Nice.
Perfect
I asked
time.
these boys in our meeting this morning. I literally asked them just real quickly of who they thought was going to be who's their championship pick right now. I'll let you guys foreshadow on what you guys are going to talk about tomorrow instead of selling it right now.
team.
But a team that they like, a team that they like a
maybe
lot.
a couple teams.
A question for Shaggy's got to do his CBB. Never mind.
Go Shags. Oh, real quick before you go Shags,
yeah,
do you like
go.
Duke minus 21.5? Does that point scare you? Or are you good with that? Are they winning by 30?
They're winning
They
by
should
25.
win by 30. This is a tune-up game for UNC. It's just far enough away. It's 2 days away from a week.
Okay.
Come on.
Just making sure.
And they have that kid that just learned to drive 2 years ago.
They have the best player in the country too. That helps.
He's 18 now.
All right, Shags, what you got?
A couple of no-name totals for you. Right at my
Sounds about right.
Nichols in UT Rio Grande Valley going over 148
I knew it.
and a half. Nichols, very fast team, top 100 in pace, but that's kind of about it. Their offense is all right, but their defense is certainly not good, especially away from home. North of 300 in offensive rebounds allowed and free throw rate defensively overall and away from home. So I expect the hosts to have plenty of second chance points and trips to the free throw line. Rio Grande Valley, the Vaqueros, they're also top 100 in pace. This game is going to zip like a freaking track meet. UT Rio Grande Valley, they shoot tons of threes. Even though they don't make very many, their shooting percentage does increase in their own gym. They're also a team that does not play defense. 325th overall, 298th in EFG percentage defensively. They also give up tons of offensive rebounds. So I think there's going to be tons of second chance possessions for both these teams tonight. Ultimately, they're both fast. It's going to be sloppy, but both offenses are a lot better than their defenses. So I think this game's going to find a way to get over 148 points. I like it up to 150. If it's ticked up a little bit, that's still a go.
Shags, you forgot to add one thing about Rio Grande Valley. Death taxes just hit the over.
Yep, basically. That's all.
Anytime they play, they run it top 10
just
tempo.
run. They just run. Run. That's all they do. Don't play
I'm
defense.
seeing
They play the lows.
149 and a half Shags. I'm guessing that's still okay. With
Yeah,
the
149 and a half.
150.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, Rusty, I like that too.
Yeah.
Moving on,
One
though.
of the teams they said this morning.
We got a stinky under for you as well. Team I have pitched before. Stephen F. Austin hosting East Texas A&M. Used to be Texas A&M Commerce. Now they're East Texas A&M. Stephen F. Austin hosting them, though. And the analytics on Stephen F. Austin are actually hilarious. They are so much better defensively than they are offensively. In overall efficiency, Stephen F. Austin is literally third to last in the country, but they are a top 70 efficient defense. EFG percentage, they are bottom 12 in the country while being 43rd on defense. Turnover battle, they are bottom 1. They're the worst. They're the worst team in the country. They're the worst team in the country at
They're
turning the ball over. However,
awful.
Defensively, top 34 at forcing turnovers of their own. Things get a little weird when we talk offensive rebounds and free throw late. They crash the boards and give up a ton of offensive rebounds. 28th offensively in the country, 310th defensively. Free throw rate, they get to that free throw line, but they send their opponent there as well. 59th in free throw rate, 293rd overall defensively. Now, they're a bottom 12 offense while being essentially a top 50 defense. They play at a slow pace, 239 in possessions per game. They find themselves on a 4-game losing streak as well. Tonight, hosting East Texas A&M, they are just going to lock them down, keep this game very low scoring. East Texas A&M a little bit faster, but I expect the Lumberjacks to control the pace of the game. Why, Colby?
Home team dictates pace.
Home team dictates pace. SFA slowing this thing down. Offensively, East Texas A&M not good. 291st in EFG percentage. They've really got nothing offensively to show for it. So slow possessions, bad offenses, much better defenses. Give me the under.
There's nothing worse than when a mid-major basketball team has a top-tier defense and their offense is horrible. And this total goes over by 30 points. There's nothing worse than that. Nothing.
Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
It was an anti-jinx.
It was just reaffirming reaffirming the cap.
Boys, I did have one question about one game today. I felt like it was a good game to look at. I was looking for a side maybe or a total, but it's Iowa State-Arizona game. Last game of the night, 2 high-powered offenses, top 30 offenses. I know you guys love your little, what are they called, like butt crack states? Is that
Ball sack states.
Ball sack states. Sorry, butt crack state.
Butt crack states.
All right.
V, that might be the
tank-
funnist accidental
states.
quote you've ever said. That is hilarious. Yo, what's that team you like? Booty Cheekville? University.
A&M.
This is going to be my college basketball version of Jonathan Marshall Show.
Hey, you said it right that time.
Wow. You've been practicing. How late were you up last night?
In the mirror, I say it. You know what I mean? It's my affirmation of the day. But this game, it could be some fun.
That was for you. Good job.
So the thing with that game is, one, you could go the easy route, and that's saying unranked home favorite versus ranked opponent.
Yep.
The problem is it's Arizona, who's just very, very inconsistent, especially with Caleb Love. I've never seen a kid get so much love being the most inconsistent, best player in the country type kid. Iowa State's the real deal, Holyfield.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them slipping up and losing this game. I do like them at plus 3.5 if it's still available, but it's hard to not press that button for Iowa State.
It's Iowa State, in my opinion, V. I've got no faith in Arizona. I get they're at home. I don't really care. I get the unranked home fave trend because we know that obviously. But Arizona's at least looking ahead a little bit to a rivalry game against Arizona State. Iowa State's hosting Kansas State. That's not a game they care about really.
No.
Iowa State's caring about finishing off this West Coast road trip with another win. They just beat Arizona State on Saturday in a tough one. Now they get to take down the Wildcats at home. The Cyclones are the truth, man. Both sides of the ball, they're very, very good, very well coached as well. So, and Colby mentioned it with the inconsistency of Arizona. They've played very good at home. They played very bad at home. They played very good on the road. They played very bad on the road. It's kind of a what Arizona team are you getting? They've played too good their past 2 games for my liking.
You could, if you're looking for another reason, if you like Arizona, another reason I could give you is they can't afford another loss.
They can't afford another loss, and they haven't seen the last 2 games. Colby, where have they been cruising?
Oh man, not down Easy Street.
They've been cruising on Easy Street. The last time they played a decent defense, they lost to Texas Tech, only put up 54 points. Granted, that was in Lubbock, which is a very tough place to play, but against Iowa State's defense, who is arguably the best in the country, I don't see Arizona being able to put too many points up. And Iowa State is typically a team that's played slower. That's not the case this year. They have been running, which Arizona likes to do.
I was about to say
the Cyclones are built to run with whomever now. They have the scores that they can go to. So
Rowdy just
I like
asked
the
if we
Cyclones.
like the over. I think I like the over.
I think I like the over too. I think I like the Cyclones either with the points or the money line. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm seeing 2.5.
it's just insane to see a 152 total for an Iowa State game.
Right.
Just absolutely insane.
Is that just
It's easy to say if you don't.
Yeah.
No, it's because they run fast enough. This is usually
Arizona's
Iowa
not
State's usually like bottom 20 in tempo.
Top 100 this year.
It was the Easy Street comment that got me, and I'm betting now Iowa State money line.
There we go.
I'm down. You guys down to throw Iowa State plus 2.5 in our parlay today? I
And we
like
definitely
that.
don't have that. They
I
have
really
college
don't
players
hate
like
it.
more.
This has been on my mind of whether I needed to add it to my card. I knew this game was late. It's 9:30 Central Time. So
Little chase.
I might
Let's
just
add it.
I might just add it right now.
All right.
I'm
This
feeling
is a
pretty
weird
good
game.
about chalkiness of Duke by 1 million and Iowa State plus 2.5 is the first 2 legs of our parlay. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I know neither one of your
What's
totals
Easy
are in there,
Street's
Shags. But,
cousin's name?
oh, we've all been there. Cousin, stepsister. I mean, whatever. Anywho, good question, B.
2.5 for even money.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what? Shags, I don't hate Iowa State team total over 75.5.
Yeah.
What's Arizona's tempo? Top 50?
Oh yeah, they're best.
They're top 25, right?
Third? 60 is what Bartorovic says.
Hazzy always has the better tempos.
You think so?
Just in terms of like what I want when
What
I
you
need.
need?
It. Yeah.
Iowa State's
God,
top 80. They're
hate when that
79th.
happens. Don't you hate when the Uber shows up and you're like, damn, bro, how the fuck did I end up here? Oh, no.
Damn, how'd I get the easy street?
Let me pull up
Yikes.
Hazzy. Where's Iowa State's tempo?
All right.
I didn't call it another thing. I said they enter Toughville. I never had another street name. Did I have another street name?
This
No,
feels like
I
a
don't
Dr.
think
Pepper
so.
commercial.
Just
What is
they-
the Dr. Pepper
They
commercial?
were, they were cruising down Easy Street. Now they're going to Toughville. Colby,
That is one of my best things I've ever come up with.
Hazzy's got Arizona 70th in pace and Iowa State in 50th. So there you have it. It's going to be a zip game.
Cam, I like Ohio State. I like Ohio State.
More than likely, Cam. Yes, it's a fade the Hawkeyes. They lost.
It's just a big number, but like
even though they won.
it just means it's Iowa on the road. Death taxes fade Iowa on the road. They're
Plain and simple.
horrible. The Iowa is just Fran McCaffrey needs to be fired.
You guys are going to have some fun on Up Your Units.
But now I
tonight.
have a question. We're done with CBB. I have a question. Question for the NBA guys.
Yes.
Let's buy into the bad news and bet the Heat tonight. How about plus money? Come on. Come on, boys.
Plus money.
Come on.
Against the Pistons? I don't hate it.
No, against the Magic.
Magic.
Oh, against the Magic. Sorry, with Paolo. All right, well, let's swing and talk NBA. V, do you have any thoughts on that Heat game, or do you have something else you want to discuss? What do you think?
I don't have any thoughts on this Heat game outside of I'm down by the bad news with Kobe. Honestly, Tyler Hero's been really good. This Magic team defensively has been like on the bottom 5 when you look at the metrics of the last 10 games. A lot of that has to do with Jalen Suggs being out. He's questionable again tonight. This just feels like a spot where Miami comes in, wins. I don't know if you heard about all the drama with Jimmy Butler too.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the fact that he got suspended. He walked out of practice after they told him he wasn't going to start. And I don't think if you're Jimmy Butler, how is this a surprise to you at this point? But suspended indefinitely. They're taking his game checks now, and this has got disaster written all over it. But I'm with Kobe. Maybe we buy into it.
Please
Plus
just
money
trade this
too. It's
fucking
kind of
guy,
kinky.
man.
It's kind of kinky.
God, Jesus.
Honestly,
thing
when
about
Kobe
me-
does have a NBA play, I like to support him and bet it with him.
One thing about me, you give me plus money NBA, I'm there.
That's all he needs.
That's all I need. Because one
All right,
thing, you know the beauty of watching the box score of the NBA, because I won't sit there and watch it, is having a play, and I'm like, oh, they're down 20, they'll come back.
I mean, dude, I've watched so many games where
I got time.
someone's been down 30, and I'll just be like, nah, it'll be a 10-point game in about 15 minutes.
The way I look at it is
Yeah.
the way I've looked at it with when the Warriors were at their peak. I'm like, oh my God, the Cavs are up only 10? That's just 3 threes.
Mhm. That's 2-3 Steph buckets.
It's really changed the game, that's for sure. But if you like plus money, I do have a plus money play I'm going to talk about right here. It's Malik Beasley. Somebody that I bet all the time, someone that I really think has been a wagon this year for this Detroit Pistons team, especially on the road. On the road, Beasley's hit this line in 71% of his games. He's shooting 44% from three, almost 50% from the field. On the road this year. He's just been absolutely torching teams. And the other interesting thing is this Cavaliers team has lost 3 games in a row. They've looked shaky over the last few, and without Evan Mobley in the lineup, their defense hasn't been the same. But outside of that, their defense on the perimeter has been subpar all year. They ranked 24th on the year in three-point percentage allowed, but over the last 10 games, they've dropped to 30th in the league in three-point percentage allowed, allowing opponents to shoot 40.1% from three. This is a spot where Malik Beasley can go in, kind of prey on this soft perimeter defense of this Cavaliers team. I think the 14.5 points is just too low, and the 3.5 threes is at plus 120. Another solid value spot for a guy who has just been dead-eye from beyond the arc. And they really depend on him in these road arenas to kind of come out and shut this home crowd of these opposing teams down. And he's done exactly that. Him and Tim Hardaway Jr. have both been fantastic. But the thing is Tim's been better at home. Beasley's been better on the road. They've got this game that they've been playing with Cade Cunningham, who's been fantastic, by the way. But give me his over 14.5 points. Give me the over 3.5 threes. I think it's a great spot against the Cavaliers tonight.
Yeah, you've been on this play quite a bit. We talked about him a lot to kind of start the season, and he's been one of the big reasons why, besides the superstar play of Cade, that they've been playing the way they've been playing. You got something else you want to talk about? I've got a couple as well, but I want you to keep going.
I do. Yeah. So another one I'd like to talk about today is this one's a little bit different. I don't bet him too much. It's Christian Braun, over 12.5 points at plus 100. Yeah, this is a little bit of a strange one, but the Chicago Bulls team ranks 30th in points allowed in the paint. And if there's one thing that Christian Braun does well, it's score in the paint. He's had 20-plus points in 4 of his last 6 games, and he sits second on this Nuggets team in points in the paint. Obviously, he plays with Nikola Jokic. But the thing is over the last 10 games, he's averaging almost just like 17.6. So over the last 6 games, he's averaging 17.6 points per game. 11 of those points have come in the paint. The Bulls are struggling against opposing slashing guards. This is a spot where I expect him to kind of come in, use the most of his minutes, and I think he has a very easy job tonight getting us to 13 points. I was looking at him and Aaron Gordon, but Aaron Gordon has yet to see 25 minutes in a game since returning from injury, and he's already left a game since he returned from injury due to the exact same injury. So I'm a little bit more hesitant with that guy, and I do think if this game gets out of hand at any point, Braun will be somebody that they leave in there for a couple of extra minutes. He's a high-energy guy that finishes at the rim. He can finish an alley-oop, and he's got great eyes on the offensive glass. They also rank 27th in second chance points given up, and I think 28th in offensive rebounds allowed. The Bulls have not been good on the inside, and the big reason is Nikola Vucevic. So I'm just fading the living shit out of that guy. Give me Christian Braun.
High total in this game too.
I'm tailing.
Dude, this is surgical. Yeah, I like this.
I'm locking it in right now. 12.5.
I just want to say something that Austin tagged me in on Twitter, and I'm laughing my rear end off. He tagged me. He goes, "What about this narrative?" And it says Super Bowl 59 is played on Saquon Barkley and Cooper Jean's birthday. 26 plus 33 equals 59. And I replied, I go, "My dad turns 59 in 2025. You subtract 30 years, that's 28. I'm 28. Wow." I love that stuff. It's so stupid.
The W narratives. They're still losing, but whatever. Good shit. Great stuff, V. Christian Braun's been great for this team. So great snipe there. I'd be down to maybe put that in the lay. We'll get there in a second.
I would be down for that to be my saucy entry. I think he's in a great spot today against his Bulls team.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. All right, I've got 2 for you guys, and then we'll cook, and then we'll get out of here. We're almost out of time. Talk so much football to start the show. I've got 2. I had 3, but I'll cut it at 2. I'll post the rest of everything after the show. My first one is a guy that I've bet on quite a bit since he joined the Nets. He is back tonight. No Ben Simmons in the lineup. I absolutely love this play. I locked this in last night. I got pretty good value on it. You can still get the playable number of 23.5 points and assists for D'Angelo Russell. Minus 115 is the value. You can also sprinkle the double-double for plus 450. I think it's moved down to like plus 300-ish now. He's been awesome for the Nets since coming over from the Lakers. It has not translated to wins necessarily, but when Ben Simmons is out of the lineup, this guy is the clear ball handler for this Nets team. He's had 17-plus potential assists in 3 straight games. He's hit this points and assist line in 2 of his last 3. And the Kings are a very good offensive team, but they do not defend the guard position very well. They're bottom 5 in most statistical defensive categories guarding guards. And D'Angelo Russell on this iteration of this Nets lineup is out there to score and facilitate. So I like the PA. I think I like the points as well if you'd rather take that. His 2.5 threes screaming. Any line you like for DA today or for Russell today, I really like a bunch. The double-double is something I've been chasing quite a bit just because of his facilitating abilities with this team. But I went with the PA because I think he could drop a 20-piece pretty easily against the Kings tonight. So that's my first play. I like this one a lot. And then the second one that I have, go V.
I was just going to say, before you move off of D'Lo, I love that look. As 3s over 2.5, too, is something I've tapped into. The Kings' defense on the perimeter, terrible, especially against guards. And they're on a long-ass road trip on the East Coast here. They spent the weekend in New York after playing the Knicks on Saturday, and you know how that usually goes, right? Team spent the entire week in New York, and now they're playing on a Monday night against a Brooklyn team that they probably are probably looking past at the big D'Lo night.
I also really like this too, Ma. What I did is paired Sabonis' triple-double with D'Lo's double-double.
You know he went all the way to the top, Ma.
Of course. I sent that slip to V so he knows I'm being real.
Yeah.
Also, before we move past D'Lo, and I'll give you my other play real quick. Did you see when he made a 3 in their last game in the Garden or against the Knicks in the Nets, and the owner did the D'Lo celebration thing? That is the type of thing that these types of players end up reacting to when the owner of the team does that sitting on the first row to you after you make a bucket. So that's the type of stuff that I can get behind.
It might have been one of those spots where the owner wanted it. No, it's a denim cardigan, Ma.
Is that a robe? That's hilarious. It's clearly denim.
I was about to say, what is he? A denim robe sounds like the worst thing ever. It's like the opposite of what robe should be.
Hey, the more you use it, the better it looks.
Yeah.
All right. Now my second play, and then we'll cook. Yeah.
I call that a Canadian tuxedo.
How many of those have you seen in your life, V?
Oh, way too many. Way too many.
Really?
Sorry. Denim.
Sorry.
Denim, and then the ascot on the inside here. That's class.
That's
How many ascots you got?
Class.
Quite a few.
I'll take an ascot.
I would imagine. All right, second play, and then we'll cook. This is the last game of the night. The Suns the Clippers going into Phoenix to take on the Suns late night on the West Coast. Give me James Harden. James Harden has been fantastic over the past 10 games for the Clippers. I like his rebounds and assists at the playable plus 100. I think he might have 105 now. You can maybe still find some plus money out there if you look around. Harden's been spectacular. He's hit this line in 5 of his last 7 games, been flirting with triple-doubles as James Harden normally does, kind of getting those assist numbers back up to the between 9 and 11 region, which is where he averages, which was kind of not really happening for the first portion of the season. He also has hit this line in 4 straight games against the Suns, 2 games against the Suns this season, and he had a triple-double in one of those games as well, which is why I'm sprinkling the triple-double for plus 1,600, and what would be this show without me sprinkling a triple-double? So I think the playable number of 1,600, though, with the success against against the Suns is really, really telling to me. I know it's not a super high total because of how the Clippers play defense, but I think there's going to be enough opportunities for Harden to get, a lot of assists. He scored a shit ton the other game against the Bucks in their last game. I think he gets back down to earth and facilitating with this offense. Norm Powell's in a good spot too. So I really liked James Harden RA for the plus money, and I really like the triple-double sprinkle at plus 1,600. So here we go.
Right.
You know, stop opening the NBA slate so early. Like, what is this, right?
And
I'm really glad we got that Arizona game because, like, especially here on the West Coast, I'm sitting here just twiddling my thumbs for like the last 4 hours of the night.
Just waiting.
This is the only late game, brother. I'm sorry.
Well, I got Arizona now. I mean, Iowa State is who I got.
Yeah,
Iowa State. Yeah, Iowa State.
Iowa State. All right, let's cook. Chad, help us out. The two I have so far are Iowa State plus 2.5. You guys seems pretty convinced that you both like that, and I feel like having Beans in the biggest game of the night could be fun in the parlay.
Yeah.
Duke. Do you guys want to do the Duke minus 21.5, or do you want to do one of Shaggy's totals?
Ooh,
Duke.
Okay.
Cooper
What?
Flag?
What
Yeah,
are you
I
gonna
mean,
say?
Cooper Flag making the
I
parlay.
was picking between the under and the over. I was like, which one
I
does
mean-
everyone gonna groan about?
I don't think we'd have any problem twisting people's arms to take Duke with us.
I think Duke is just.
Iowa State.
Do I like them to win it all? No, but this team is at home. At home
At home, they're ridiculous.
with 5 days
Cooper
off
Flag is the real deal,
afterwards.
right? Cooper Flag is the real deal after the games you guys have seen so far.
For a 12-year-old, he's unreal.
Yeah.
Did they let you know that, V? Does the NBA inform you about how old he is?
No, but I fuck, I don't have a rebuttal.
You tried
His
so
mom
hard.
played at Maine. He's from Maine.
Oh, he's going to Boston eventually. He'll make his way there. Trust me, he wants to be there. It might take 5 to 6 years in a first contract, but he'll get there.
And an hour in, we finally got the Celtics.
There it is.
Finally got it. All right, so I've got these two. I have Christian Braun over 12.5 points. And then, which do you guys want to do, Harden, or do you guys want to take D'Lo?
Give me D'Lo.
I like Harden a lot, but I feel like you and me are both seeing the same way on D'Lo.
Do you guys want to take the PA, or do you guys want to take like just the points or the threes or PA? All right.
Paulo triple-double, lock it in.
Yep.
Chef
Dude,
already
listen
bet it
to
with
this.
Oh, Miami money line. Lock it in chat.
Yes, I just locked that in. Listen to this. I was shopping for Paulo's triple-double, and I saw it at plus 5,000. I was like, okay, let me check one more book to make sure. I go back to bet it, suspended.
That's booty.
I had to bet it at 2,000. I was like, whatever.
SPJ got the 9 and 9 at plus 4,000. Sometimes you always gotta try that stuff. Chat.
Mm-hmm.
It might be
I got
key,
9
but
and
it's worth checking.
I got 90. Every single time I bet a triple double, I go to every book and I do the triple double look and I do the 10 and 10 for every single one. Because you wouldn't. I mean, dude, sometimes the odds are thousands of difference, which is crazy.
Heat money line, Austin. That's the squad ride.
All right, so I've got.
I hope
See you at the
bet it.
counter, NZ. See you at the counter.
Don't be bitching at me later when the Rockets sell your soul, yelling that Jalen Green isn't an NBA player. All right.
All right, boys. I've got the over 24.5 for D'Lo's PA. I've got Christian Braun over 12.5. The exciting white points. Duke minus 21.5, and then Iowa State tucks us in plus 2.5 game of the night, and that's plus 1,100. That'll do.
Oh yeah, that'll do.
That'll do, Donkey. That'll do.
Oh, dude.
That's okay, Austin. One of us will win. Somebody will
Wow.
Somebody's
Austin, the beauty of that is one of us gets to rub it in.
win. Thanks.
win. Whoever wins shows ass on the timeline.
You know,
Butt crack.
That way everybody wins.
God, I hope I lose. God, I hope I lose.
Butt crack.
Been squatting lately. Somebody's got to notice.
All right, man. You guys don't get the sweaty images of Kobe in the sauna pictures? Oh, just me? Okay.
Dude, that one I see, I was like, I was moist. I had clothes on if anyone was
Drenched.
needed to confirmation of
Moist.
clothing.
HR, relax. Stop blowing me up. It's okay.
Also, before we go, it's my grandma's birthday. Everybody in chat, wish her happy birthday. Happy birthday, G-Dev. Happy birthday, Grandma. I love you.
Grammy.
Love you.
Happy birthday, G-Deb.
Woo!
Wins the game at the buzzer.
Let's go.
Go, Daisy. Love you, Daisy. Thanks for supporting the program. Congratulations on being however old you are. You look 50 though, so it's all good. All right, we appreciate you guys being here for some afternoon BetSpresso. I know you guys would be with us in the chat for probably another half an hour to 45 minutes, but we got to get out of here because we got to go enjoy these games tonight. Kadar, congratulations!
How'd you find the time, Kadar? This guy's having fun with it right now.
Hey man,
Love you,
Kadar's
Kadar.
in the middle of the
See you in a couple
squad
weeks.
right now.
He
Honestly-
woke up to $200 on bonus bets too from
Yeah.
Bet365.
Yeah.
Like that was fucking awesome.
That's sick. Hey, honestly, congratulations to Kadar and congratulations to Austin, the only
Yeah.
2 Eagles fans that I can tolerate. So
Yeah.
good job, guys. Way to go. You
Yeah.
guys are.
Those are the only two I can tolerate. One of my closest friends is an Eagles fan. I can't tolerate him for shit.
Yeah, no,
Right.
mute that chat, brother. Mute that chat.
Seeing
Yeah.
Kadar at the game just smirking made my whole day.
Somebody
was
spun him a ticket too at the last minute. Like he wasn't playing. He was just tailgating. Such a dope story. He had a great day. It was fucking
That's
awesome.
Can we get a
Following
30
him
for
on Twitter.
30 on this man?
Yeah.
That's what dreams are made of.
Actually,
Hey,
a great
man.
day.
How can you not be romantic about sports? You know,
Kadar's big day.
Kadar's big day. Dreams are made. Let's go. Good shit. All right, go follow all these goats on the Twitter timeline. Go follow us at Betting News. We appreciate you guys tuning in and supporting the channel. We'll be back live with you guys tomorrow for a Tuesday double dip. These 2 amigos will be live for Up Your Units to get you ready to rock and roll into Super Tuesday. And then directly following that, we have a double dip for Puckett with me and Z and Gretzky Betsky's getting you guys hyped and ready for the NHL slate tomorrow on the Frozen Pond. We appreciate you guys being here, though, for Afternoon BetSpresso. We will post the Betty 4 on the timeline, so be sure to look out for that and write it out with us and bet responsibly, as always. Boys, you got anything else you want to mention before we get out of here?
Love everybody.
Love.
Same.
Love.
I mean, Jordan
ELE.
Love. ELE.
Love. Kira got the memo. Dubs.
Yeah.
Just dubs. You guys came for the winners, and you stayed for the vibes. So have a fantastic Monday, and we will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace!
What you know about rolling down in the deep? Down in the deep.
Now I know we all be loving this shit
What
right
you know
here.
about rolling?
What you gonna do?
Rolling.
What you gonna do?
Down in the rolling.
What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit.
What you know about